Anytime's great for football, but I know when it feels just right.
I'm gonna kick back, relax.
Watching football on a Friday night.
It's Friday!
And we're gonna be hard to tame.
Eagle roll! It's Friday!
Coast to coast.
The CFL is Canada's game.
We're all pumped up to party!
And we ready for a fight.
Kick back, relax.
Watching Friday Night Football.
The boys are all back.
Playing CFL football.
The game is up for grabs.
It's Friday night football tonight.
The first Friday Night Football in the second half of the season tonight. Toronto Argonauts at 2-7. They desperately need something. And the beat is on now in Edmonton. The Elks looking to build off of that big win in Montreal. If they can do that, they are definitely back in the conversation in the West. Canada, come watch some Friday Night Football with your starting five. Matthew Shea alongside Enoch Muamba, David Sanchez, Mitch Steele, and the leading receiver for the Calgary Stampeders, who just thought he'd come to work on his bye week, Dominic Rhymes. Great to have you again, man.
Thank you for having me, man. Hey, it's an honor to be up here with you amazing gentlemen. You know.
You weren't saying that off camera, but continue.
and now you're in the hot seat because these quick ons, we need quick thoughts. So who's going to be your impact player tonight?
Kevin Mattel for the Argonauts. I think he's a tough player, makes great catches. I'm a believer. If you stay on the field, you get first downs, you'll be able to win ball games, and he helps them get first downs. So I'm going with him tonight.
Yeah, I think Edmonton likes their matchup against the Argos secondary, so I think Andrew Chatfield Jr., who is second in the league in pressures, he's my key matchup.
Well, my key matchup won't step on the field. Well, he shouldn't step on the field, and that's head coach Ryan Dinwiddie. He put the spotlight on him this week. He talked some smack, so I'm sure the camera's going to be on him a lot, especially when they're going through some adversity. Ryan Dinwiddie, that's the player I'm watching.
I was going to go on defense, Milt. Actually, I'm going to stick to the defense. I'm looking at the most expensive defensive line in Canadian football. The defensive line for the Elks, they got to put up some pressure and make Nick Arbuckle uncomfortable tonight because this guy has had 300-yard games so far. You don't want him to make it a fourth one.
Those your boys, too, right?
They are my boys.
You calling out your boys?
They got a lot of money. Used to be your boys. Until they see this.
They said they're not catching them.
It's a fact.
They're not catching
His phone isn't buzzing with any Argos right now because they got a lot of work tonight. We'll see you at the game after this. Tex Hemke of Nelson, BC. This is your chance to win big thanks to Save On Foods' $1 Million Touchdown to Win. If a kickoff is returned for a touchdown, you could win groceries for a year. If 2 kickoffs are returned for touchdowns in this game, you could also win $1 million. Good luck, Tex. Now off to Commonwealth Stadium, it's Dustin Nilsson and Glenn Suter.
A cold and cloudy Friday night in Edmonton sets the scene for an important game between two teams that have struggled so far this season. Good evening, everyone. The Argos currently sitting last place in the East, just 1 win in their last 5. Edmonton is last place in the West, but maybe some momentum with Cody Fajardo at quarterback.
Cody Fajardo got his first win as the starting quarterback here in Edmonton, and it was a big one for Cody Fajardo because it was in Montreal last week, the team that he led to a Grey Cup championship just 2 years ago, and a team that decided to go in another direction at quarterback this season. Great catches and outstanding performances from receivers have been a storyline this season. One of those pass catchers, DeMonte Coxey in Toronto. He leads the league coming into this week.
Ryan Dinwiddie, 1-3 on the road this season, very critical of his club after their last loss. We'll see how they bounce back here tonight. And Mark Killam looking for his first back-to-back victories. in his short tenure as head coach of the Double E. Janarian Grant set to return the opening kick. Edmonton won the coin toss, deferred. Toronto will take the ball. It's 12 degrees as we get set to kick it off. North wind of about 19 kilometers an hour. And a couple of two-win teams trying to stay in the mix in the East and the West. And we are underway on Friday Night Football. And Grant will take it at his own 5. Little hesitation beyond the 20 on the game's opening return. Let's bring out Nick Arbuckle for the first time tonight.
12 and 22 as a starter. Nick Arbuckle has completed over 70% of his passes, closing in on 3,000, and it's not even Labor Day yet. Although it feels like the weather
Are you sure?
past Labor Day. And, you know, Arbuckle 2-0 against Edmonton as a starting quarterback.
He's hit 300 or more yards in 3 straight games. That is the best stretch of his career. Starts it here on his own 22. Trips down to his right, looks to his left, in trouble, trying to get away. He will not. Elks defense coming up big early.
Take a look at that starting offensive line, and this is an area that Ryan Dinwiddie wants to see some chemistry and needs it quickly. It's been an issue for the coach, and he's got a new left tackle at Brandon Kemp, and there is Coxie, leading receiver, coming in this year, or into this week, I should say.
Arbuckle back to the original line of scrimmage. It will not be a sack. Edmonton has had trouble finding those this year, just 5, dead last in the league. So a 2nd and 10 for Arbuckle. Time, deep shot down the field, wide open, got it just inside the 40. Just waiting there was Ungerer, and a bang to start the game from the Argos.
Well, and I mentioned that newcomer at left tackle, but Brandon Kemp does just what he needs to do at tackle, getting his man outside so that Arbuckle can step up, climb into the pocket, and hit this deep one on a busted coverage. Cordell Jackson just got caught looking at the wrong receiver.
56 yards to Ungerer. That's his longest reception of the campaign. Argos possibly in business early here. From the Edmonton 32. They'll hand it off. McMahon far side. Takes it down inside the 30 against his Edmonton defense.
Well, it's a bit of a reunion for the defensive line here in Edmonton. All 3 of those guys, former Argos, have a ring from last year with the Toronto Argonauts. Joel DeBlanco is starting out of Cincinnati, starting for Nick Anderson. This is start number 3 in a row for him. And Royce Metier, again, a former Argo who got his Grey Cup ring from Pinball Clements here before the game. Starts after missing 3 weeks due to injury.
And Barlow, the 4th member of that defensive line, also has a Grey Cup ring with the Argos a few years ago. Here's Arbuckle, steps up on the run, over the middle, has a man, it's Coxie, takes it down inside the 10, and then he's tripped up there by Cordell Jackson.
I know it's just a 2-win team, but, you know, Nick Arbuckle has not been the issue for the Toronto Argonauts. You look at his numbers, you look at his completion percentage, his decision making. That's 2 big plays now. Taking advantage of the busted coverage on that deep ball to Ungerer, and then stepping up, moving around, and negotiating the pocket a little bit to find Coxie on the crossing route.
Arbuckle has been automatic inside the red zone this year. 11 touchdowns, no interceptions. Works from the Edmonton 7. Looking for an early strike. Corner route, far side, too much. It was Coxie against Jackson, and it'll fall incomplete.
Little change motion here. Coxie coming in and then going to run the corner. Another receiver going outside. Coxie comes in. He tries to get more room by getting closer to Arbuckle so he can run that corner route and just miss him. Got his hand on it. A quiet game for Coxie against Ottawa in that come-from-behind win for the Red Blacks last week. He's putting up some big numbers, especially against Winnipeg.
Just 20 yards last week. Arbuckle, a deep drop. Finds some room to his right, and it's off of the upright, hit the bar.
A defender, the quarterback never reads. It's not part of the progression.
Ouch. Had a man in the back of the end zone. Let's get a look at this.
Yeah, these guys are just so locked in that they're going through their progressions, looking at the coverage, looking at which receiver is he's having a good chuckle about that.
He's looking for Ungerer. Might have had a step. Haberlahu will step up. He's got the second most made field goals in the league this season. Chip shot 14-yarder. And Toronto puts points on the board. Cody Fajardo will have the ball when we return. Coming off his first victory as starting quarterback with the Elks. Well, welcome back to Edmonton. Let's flash it back to Montreal last week. Cody Fajardo, good day statistically, but it was a few clutch moments that really made the difference.
Well, the clutch drive at the end of the game and getting Keon Julian Grant, hitting him for the winning touchdown on that drive. I mean, a bunch of storylines there, but Cody Fajardo getting a big win on his former team. You could tell by the celebration how much it meant to him.
4-6 in his career against Toronto. Edmonton starts on their own 40. Quick hitter off the hands of Benjamin Victor. Let's take a look at Edmonton's offense tonight.
Offensive line, that if you compare the two offensive lines tonight, this one is the veteran offensive line. 346 starts between those five guys. And there's Keon Julian Grant. Highlighted him because he's a great story of that old saying that people always talk about, that it's not about the last play, it's the next play that matters most. He had a big bounce back game in Montreal.
2nd and 10, deep drop. Fajardo finds his running back, Rankin. Rankin finds a little bit of space. He's got a first down inside the 50. And boy, has Rankin got involved in the passing game.
He starts out right beside Fajardo on the strong side of the formation and just swings out of the backfield, and as the check down actually looks like a deliberate play to him. There wasn't really a lot going on down the field. He wanted to get to Rankin immediately, and I don't blame him. I mean, if you look at the offensive weapons for Edmonton, who is their most dangerous offensive weapon outside of their quarterback? It's Rankin.
24 yards to Rankin. They'll hand it back to him. There's a flag that comes in here. Rankin leads all running backs in receiving yards. Ben
Probably
Baker, our referee.
Probably haven't used him enough.
Major foul, face mask. Toronto number 95. Will go up 15 yards from the end of the play. Automatic first down for Edmonton.
Jordan Williams with the face mask penalty.
Yeah, one of those accidental ones, still a penalty, but he reaches out, and you can see got to let go of it immediately.
Held on a little bit too long there, didn't he?
Yeah, even in slow motion, it was too long.
Yeah. Penalty takes it down inside the Toronto 30. Fajardo quickly too high, and that is through the hands of Victor on the other side of the field.
6 quarterback sacks for Andrew Chatfield. That Argo defensive line, 26-year-old rookie out of Oregon State, having himself a season. And Brandon Dozier, we know a lot about him. He's played in Calgary, he's played in British Columbia, he's played in Montreal, he's now with the Argos. And they're going to move Darius Bratton to the boundary halfback. McFadden's going to play the field halfback. And John Edward gets that start at wide field corner.
Dozier signed on Monday in the lineup tonight. Fajardo gets this one away. Julian Grant tackled and taken down by Dozier. And that'll set up a field goal attempt for Edmonton as they look to answer with 3.
Yeah, you know, the panel talked about Cody Fajardo and what he's brought to the team. It just feels like the stability is there. The veteran quarterback, guy who has been there, done that in a lot of different ways from the championship level, as we mentioned in 23, when he led Montreal to the Grey Cup with a big game-winning drive against Winnipeg.
Blanchard, perfect from inside 40 this season, 9 for 9. This is a 30-yard attempt. And that one will tie this game at 3. Nick Arbuckle putting up some pretty big numbers offensively this season, but it has not yet led to victories. Welcome back to Edmonton. Nick Arbuckle last week was a wild game, 42 points, but it wasn't enough. He put together a really nice day, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the numbers are there, and had the Argos out to a 22-1 lead after quarter 1. Another 300-yard passing game for Nick Arbuckle. 5 of the 9 games he's been over 300, and you mentioned closing in on 3,000 before Labor Day.
Second in the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns, leads the league in interceptions, though, with 10. If he dials that back just a little bit, he's having a phenomenal year.
Well, and part of that is from pressure. When you get pressure as a quarterback, that's when those mistakes happen. And that's where we go back to the offensive line. And where Ryan Dinwiddie is hoping that tonight is maybe the winning
Edmonton,
combination for those big guys.
It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay first down.
I mean, I mentioned when you compare the two between Edmonton's O-line at 346 starts combined in that group of 5. The 5 for Toronto is 96 starts. I mean, one guy, Mark Corte, has 97 starts for the Edmonton Elks on their O-line. That's more than the entire O-line in Toronto.
We'll run it here. McMahon tripped up. He marked short of the first down after picking up 3 yards.
The O-line is all about chemistry, too. It's all about being on that chain link where every link has to move together. You know, and the one thing they do have is a little bit of experience with Peter Nicastro at center.
So the majority of those games come from Nicastro. Back to McMahon. He might be short again. This could bring up a 3rd down for the Argos.
And a little bit more leaning on the run can help those young guys up front.
Well, we talk about Arbuckle. Arbuckle actually leads the team in rushing yards, if you can believe it. And he only has 124. They just can't run or do not run the ball. Dead last in the league, just 50 yards on the ground per game.
And last in attempts.
That they just don't do it.
They're just not doing it as much, yeah.
3rd and short, Arbuckle pushing ahead. Didn't need much, had to find the 50. And I'm pretty sure they found the 50 there. First down, Toronto.
So we'll see. We talked to Coach Dinwiddie about it. It feels like he's got a good group up front for this game tonight. Hopes that chemistry gels. And we've seen Arbuckle make some good decisions as he's negotiating the pocket and climbing up when he finds that throwing lane.
Arbuckle already over the 2,700 yards after what he's accomplished already tonight. Over 70% passing on the year as well. This one, Coach C. Tackle made by Kobe Williams. No gain.
And take a look at just those numbers we were talking about in the run game for Ryan Dinwiddie's squad. I mentioned the 50.3 per game. That's last in the league. Rush yards allowed on defense, that's also been a bit of an issue for them. So, you know, that ground attack both ways, important to shore up for this one tonight.
They're about 20 yards behind every other team. Edmonton will send 5. Arbuckle from the pocket. Gets it away, and that is incomplete. Looking for the veteran, Davaris Daniels, but Daniels couldn't get back to it in time. Looking for number 8, Third and 10. They'll be forced to kick it away.
Sidearm action here from Arbuckle, just kind of slinging it out there and just out of the reach of his target. Cordell Jackson would have liked that one after that first play, first series.
Haggerty will kick it away. He leads the league in punting average this season, 50.7. This one will let fly from just inside the 40. End over end into the hands of Leak, a 42-yard kick. Short return from Javon Leak. Feels like October in August in Edmonton. 12 degrees at kickoff tonight. Good news is the rain has stayed away so far. For more on the weather, let's send it down to Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, beautiful October day in the middle of August here in Edmonton, but this has been the conditions around Edmonton all week long, and Mark Killam had his team practicing outside. Now they have a beautiful field house attached to Commonwealth Stadium. Killam's been reluctant to use the field house. He has said that he wants his team to deal with these conditions, and Cody Fajardo said that he learned from Jason Moss to play tough football. This gives you a preparation for late season games. Then when I asked Killam about keeping his team outside, guys, he said, football is played outdoors, brother.
And bad weather football is played in the playoffs.
Well, what they practiced in earlier this week is much worse than we're seeing now. It was raining quite a bit in Edmonton earlier in the week, and they just practiced through it.
Yeah, right now, this is quite ideal, actually. I mean, guys are going to be out there running around. They're going to be warm enough for sure, and unless it starts pouring with rain, then ball security becomes an issue.
7 yards for Rankin. Finished with 0 last week. I'll go back to him again. Kicking it outside. Look at this burst. He'll take it down outside the 50 midfield. Pushes his way through a couple of Argos, and a big start to this game for 5 in green and gold.
You see the little shift here to the left first, and then wrapping it all the way back around from Rankin on this run. But it feels like with Rankin in this game tonight that he's a step faster than the Argo defense. I mean, he's just playing at a different speed in these first couple of series. Keep feeding him the rock.
Edmonton has 68 yards of offense, 62 of them already with Justin Rankin. Fajardo fakes the handoff this time. Takes off himself right up the middle of slide. And a decent pickup on first down, 8 yards for the quarterback.
Well, 2 good decisions. Didn't like what he saw down the field, so the first good decision is to take off and run when he sees that lane open up in the middle. And this is one of the superpowers for Cody Fajardo. One of the superpowers he has is decision making. You know, when to try to force one, when to try to fit one into a small window.
Second down at the 44. Second and four.
Or throw it to a one-on-one matchup that he likes, or when to pull it, go and get what he can with his legs, and hook slide was another good decision.
They move in from an 8-yard gain to a 6-yard gain, so it'll be 2nd and 4 on the Toronto 44. Dunbar will slide over into the slot to the left of Fajardo. Looks to his right, throws to his right. And he finds Benjamin Victor. That's the 3rd time he's been targeted in this quarter. This time he's got the catch and a first down.
Going at that wide out spot, just sitting down right at the numbers. And that's Winton McManus hustling out there to make the tackle.
Victor out of Ohio State, first year with Edmonton. Now they'll swing it out to Rankin. Got a block, finds some space, takes it down inside the 20, and Justin Rankin is doing whatever he wants to the Argos defense right now. 22 more.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. He's at a different speed. And you could see the different speed when he outran the angles to get around the corner. throw behind the line of scrimmage, but that speed to get around the corner, there were 3 defenders there that couldn't get off their blocks. He's running at a different speed right now than the rest of the defense.
84 yards of total offense for Rankin in the first quarter.
You know who else can run at that speed? Javon Lee.
Yeah, Lee's fast too.
Javon Lee can. What was that last year? We had him clocked at 40 kilometers an hour or something?
I believe it's called very fast. They're looking at McManus on the sideline. He's over on the Elks sideline here. Now they're going to help him up. Little bit of a limp. Can't lose that guy. Monster in the middle of that Toronto defense next to Cam Judge, who's having a great year as well.
Yeah, last 3 games for McManus, 18 defensive tackles, a sack, a couple of knockdowns, and see, he just kind of was diving there. It looked like non-contact, but here he comes, 48.
Edmonton inside the red zone. Two backs next to Fajardo. They'll go to Rankin, and it goes nowhere. Welcome to the Argos. Brandon Dozer blows it up.
Yeah, a bit of a clunky looking play, to be quite honest. I mean, it didn't look very smooth, and Dozier's going to come off the edge here and just blow it up in the backfield, but the timing of it just looked clunky.
That's a good way to describe that one.
It just was clunky, yeah.
It wasn't smooth, that's for sure. 2nd and 15 after the 5-yard loss. They'll clear everybody out this time. Fajardo with time, right over the middle, down inside the 15. It's Julian Grant. Won't be near enough for a first down after the loss on first down. And Blanchard will be called back into duty to attempt another field goal.
Yeah, how about this? There's progressions as Cody Fajardo. Go ahead and run it, guys. Progressions through this read. He's got guys, the receivers credit right across the line. So stop it there. He goes A, B, C, and then throws it to D. Right across through the progressions to the middle of the field.
He hasn't had that much time very often since taking over at quarterback. Pressured on 41% of his dropbacks, but he found some time there. Edmonton takes the lead for the first time tonight. Blanchard, 2 for 2 to start the game. Ryan Dinwiddie trying to find a way through this Edmonton defense. For a breakdown of it, let's send it down to Luke Wilson.
Yeah, Dustin, that first quarter, it certainly seemed like the Argos are targeting Cordell Jackson, the halfback from the Elks. And you look, he's got 4 targets, and Cordell's doing a pretty good job right now. But it was early, it was in the red zone, and started with the first play of the game here. Again, it was not a completion. You look at Arbuckle's eyes, looks like he's staring right down. Metier plays over the top, we get out of it, ends up being almost a sack. This was the big play, and I wouldn't put this on Jackson. He basically is biting on another route, so I guess you could say it's an ME, mental error. Wasn't physically beat. We get down to the red zone, it's the same thing here. First play, they go to Coatsy. Boom, we're trying to target Jackson. It's an incompletion. So it's a great job again by number 13 here, and this was the next drive. 3rd and long, and go right into Jackson's zone. He is open here, but we can't complete the throw. So it is a matchup I'll be interested to see if they continue to throw at Cordell Jackson or if they're going to move along to the next plan.
Yeah, you know what? It's an interesting point that he makes, because Jackson last year sort of burst onto the scene, Suits, and out of nowhere became a pretty important piece of Edmonton's defense.
Well, and has moved around. I mean, he was up in the linebacking core early in the season, has moved to different spots, so shouldn't be surprised that Ryan Dinwiddie and this offense is going to test him.
Coming into the game, Jackson, 39 tackles, 3 knockdowns, does not have an interception yet this season. Something's got to give tonight. Arbuckle throws a few, but Edmonton doesn't have many.
Well, and having Metier back in the middle is going to help as far as Busco.
Getting the veteran back. Edmonton brings some heat. They'll find Coxie. He's got some room to gallop. All the way down inside the 45. Still going, and eventually they'll take him down. And Coxie, so dangerous. Anytime you can put it in his hands. 25 yards for 86.
Yeah, you got to give him some space, and you're going to see defensive backs, no matter how good they are or whether they're veterans or rookies, that are going to back up a little bit because they've watched the game film on DeMonte Coxie. Having an outstanding season, leading the league coming in, big plays. Just didn't get targeted a lot against Ottawa, just 4 targets.
Yeah, a couple of catches. He's already got 44 yards in this one. Now they'll give it to Janarian Grant. And Cordell Jackson is there to trip him up. Now you got a weapon like Janarian Grant. You want to mix him in a little bit here and there. Always could break a big one.
Good run support there from Cordell Jackson, come out from that halfback spot.
His 39 tackles coming into this game. We're the second most on the defense behind Niles Morgan. 2nd and 8 for Arbuckle. Steps up. Tracked down from behind. Brandon Barlow gets there. Arbuckle had moved ahead. Won't go down as a sack. But Edmonton's defense getting it done so far. Well, welcome back to Edmonton, where we are witnessing the Justin Rankin show.
Yeah, we
So
are.
far, Edmonton leads 6-3, Suits.
Well, 105 yards for the Elks net offense and 79 of them from Rankin. And he's just got a little jump to his step here tonight. He's at a different speed than the Argos defense. And, you know, that's when you want to just keep feeding them the football, and either through the passing game and the screen game or running the ball, something that they really want to establish.
Coming into this game, over 300 yards rushing, over 300 yards receiving. A true dual threat. Keep giving love to that O-line, right? Come on. Haralahu to tie the game. This is a 45-yarder just inside the left hash, and that will be good, no doubt about it. And we are deadlocked at 6 early in the second quarter.
Yeah, both teams have had their moments when they're running the ball, certainly with Rankin. But both offenses not able to finish drives just yet. But look at Rankin and that speed outside. This is another great run up the middle.
He has six touches in the first quarter. Rest of the team combined had 3. So
when Derek Sluka is making the tackle on Rankin, your safety shouldn't be making the tackles in the run game. He knows the camera's following him around too. Having some fun with that.
88 yards receiving last week against Montreal and 4 catches, 4 targets, 4 catches. Rankin will get a breather right now. And they'll get Leak involved. Good burst. And he'll take that out. Pickup of about 4 yards. On first down for Leak. He's been known to break a big one or 2 in his career.
Yeah, both have great top-end speed. You know, the quickness of Rankin is one of his traits. He's more of a strider, but they both have great top-end speed.
3 options to the wide side right here for Fajardo on a 2nd and 6. Down the field, not enough juice on it. And it drops in front of Julian Grant, and that's Edmonton's first 2 and out of the ball game.
Yeah, a communication issue possibly here, because it looked like Fajardo was trying to throw it to a certain area, and Grant was going straight down the numbers I mean, I think Fajardo, it looks like he threw it to where he wanted to throw it. He thought Grant was going to come back into that curl, into that soft spot. He ran right through the zone.
Instead, it's a 3rd and 6. And Blanchard, who is handling punting duties tonight, has this one fly out of bounds. Cody Grace unavailable tonight. Blanchard handling both field goal and punting duties for the Double E. Well, don't miss an unprecedented all-access look at one of the NFL's top teams, Hard Knocks training camp with the Buffalo Bills. An HBO original docuseries is now streaming only on Crave. Just a 30-yard punt. Arbuckle will get things started on the Toronto 36. And we've got pointing.
We got procedure, Toronto number 53. We'll go back 5 yards. We'll replay first down.
Darius Sirocco jumping the gun a bit.
I was thinking about this Edmonton defense and thought that last week they may have played their best game against Montreal. You know, at times keeping them in it. And Davis Alexander still not starting there, but
just one trip to the red zone for Montreal last week.
Yeah, and that second half really shut the door. They've allowed some yards here in this one to Arbuckle, but not giving up a touchdown.
Arbuckle guns it out there, coming back to it. Coxey, and he's got another catch.
And they get Royce Metier back in the secondary, and you know, talking about testing some of those guys, the younger players like Cordell Jackson. When you get a Grey Cup champion and a former All-Star back at free safety and Royce Metier, there's the big ring from last year's championship game. Boy, they're getting bigger every year.
You gotta love the bling, hey? Not a big bling guy
love
myself.
Love it. Listen, the money comes and goes, but those rings you'll have forever. And Metier will get them lined up right back in the back end.
They'll clear it out for Arbuckle. 2nd and 7 under pressure. Can he get away? No. Taken down eventually by Serezna.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You know, coming into this game, they were still ranked dead last in sacks, dead last in interceptions, last in points allowed, coming off their best game and now building on it with making some of these big plays. Serezna, for most of the season, was the only Elk with an interception until Tyrell Ford had one last week, a pick 6 against Montreal. So that defense starting to turn it on as we get to the halfway part.
Pressure from Cordell Jackson causing all types of issues, leading to the Serezna sack. Haggerty, low kick. Meek has to hustle over. Can he get away? Broke one tackle. Now trying to stretch it out, but here come the Argos. Leaks in trouble, and he'll be taken down just inside
Sluka,
the 15. A team that looks for more sacks. Got one. Well, I think it's fair to say a bit of a roller coaster couple of weeks for Julian Grant.
Yeah, against Hamilton, chance to win the game. Drop on a real good throw from Cody, and then big bounce back game in Montreal with 2 touchdowns, including the winner. Love to see that.
Team best 5 touchdowns so far this season. We'll start on the 14. And that goes nowhere in the hands of Javon Leake.
Everybody has a bad game here and there. And Julian Grant had the drop. It was a key one. His teammates were with him. His coaching staff was with him. We talked to Mark Killam, and what he said, listen, I just supported him. We're gonna need Julian Grant. We're gonna need him to be great, and he was against Montreal. Game-winning touchdown catch.
Former club. It's exciting, isn't it? Had to be. 2nd and 11 after the loss. Now they'll get it back in the hands. A little spin from Leak. And he's close. He's close.
I think he got there. I think that final spin got him there.
First down, Edmonton.
Quick check outside as Cody thought he might want to throw that dig route on the outside, but didn't like the positioning of the linebacker and decided to check it down to Leak, and that spin, I think, got him there.
Fajardo hit by McManus as he got that ball into the hands of Javon Leak. Leak playing against his former club, Special Teams Player of the Year a couple of years ago for the Argos. Now the Fajardo steps under some pressure on the run to his right. Intercepted just outside the 35. It's taken away by McManus. Second interception thrown by Fajardo this season, first of the year on the takeaway from McManus.
And McManus lines up right where the middle linebacker is they're used to seeing him, and I think Cody Fajardo thought he was going to do a straight drop into a zone right behind him, but he just basically mirrored Fajardo as he moved out of the pocket. So did McManus. He just widened and then was underneath that throw, and that's a good catch for an MLB.
Fajardo was looking for Dunbar, who does not have a catch yet in this game. McManus is there, takes it away, and the Argos take over on the Edmonton 37.
Leads by example, doesn't he?
Arbuckle steps up in the pocket, dumps it off. Mac Mahan, a little bit of a stumble inside the 30. Ends up close to a first down.
He's a great leader. You know, their head coach in Toronto, and Ryan Dinwiddie's been quite critical of the team and questioning some guys that are not walking it like they talk it. And he made it clear that Wynton McManus wasn't in that group. He said, no, this guy leads by example. If we had a whole team full of Wynton McManuses, we'd be just fine.
Can you imagine just cloning McManus and putting him everywhere? Technology in 2025. Who knows, Suits?
There's some great middle linebackers in the in the Canadian Football League. We're looking at two of them in this game. I mean, Niles Morgan leads his team in tackles, and those guys are the leaders by position too. But then they take it to another notch when they're guys like Wynton McManus and Niles Morgan and Enoch Mwamba.
Even our panel. That's a good linebacker. 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Edmonton shows some pressure. They'll bring it. Arbuckle gets it away. Has to move it quickly. He finds Daniels. Tackle made by DeBlanco, the first overall pick in the 2024 draft.
So a test here for the Elks defense, because in the sudden change, offense has momentum, plus territory, 2nd and 5, 2nd and medium now. And this is where your defense, can they hold Toronto to a field goal? If they do in the sudden change, you kind of register that defensively as a win. You're walking off the field feeling pretty good.
A drive that would have started on your own 37.
Yeah.
Can they make a play here? 2nd and 5 from the 22. Arbuckle looked to his right, didn't like it, dumps it off. Mac Mahan took a heavy blow, but it looks like he's got enough for a Toronto first down.
Well, that was a big hit. Was that Niles, just as we were talking about middle linebackers?
What about me?
Yeah.
Over here, right?
Yeah. Check down, and yeah, it certainly was.
Morgan, a team high 40 tackles coming into this one. Mac Mahan felt that one.
So did I.
Toronto from the Edmonton 16. Arbuckle thought about the end zone. Now on the run to his right. Flag flies as it falls incomplete. And this is going to be against Toronto. It's a hold.
Holding, Toronto number 58. The 10-yard penalty will replay first down.
Anthony Vandal.
Jared Brinkman did a nice job of just making sure the officials saw that there was some holding going on.
Got the arms up. Look at me, I'm being held. Got the call. Backs it up. 1st and 20 now.
Not saying it wasn't holding, just saying.
Sounded like you might have been. Here's Arbuckle. 3 to his left. A little bit of a slip. Gets it away. Inside the 15. Brissett has it. He's going to be driven back. Get a bunch of those penalty yards back.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does. You know, that's really often the goal. You know, if you can get back to the lead stick there and get a 2nd and 10, you're happy after a holding penalty that pushes you back like that.
Well, they've got it at 2nd and 7. Let's see where Coaxial
He's going
out to.
Wide side.
Be working against Tyrell Ford. 68% offensive plays for the Argos, by far the most in the league through the air. That's where he's going to look to go here. Vital was there. Couldn't get his second hand on it. Thinks there should have been a flag on the 3rd and 7 situation now.
My Arbuckle has really come to trust Kevin Vital. 52 targets on the season, 45 catches. His catch to target ratio excellent. Just let that one slip through. Thought there was some PI there, I think, both Dinwiddie and Vital.
His catch rate's 87%, 1st in the league. Nobody catches balls at a better clip than Vital.
But in sudden change, Edmonton get the stop.
Arauhu knocks it up and through, and Toronto goes back on top. So another lead change here in Edmonton. McManus, a monster in that Toronto defense. First interception of the season for McManus, a big one for Toronto. Let's get another look at it with Luke Wilson.
You know, Dusty, when you come up as a quarterback, the first thing you want to identify on the line is where your problems might come from. And if you look at what happened on the interception, I guarantee you Cody Fajardo did not think the problems were coming from where they came. You got Boyko at right tackle, you bring Grahovic in as an extra big boy playing tight end, and you got Green, the fullback, all to the right side here, and you leave it unblocked, man. And now you make a bad play worse. That's a ball you're going to want back. But in a game like this right now, these plays really matter. And again, it's a great job by McManus there, but in the same breath, it's just a self-inflicted pre-snap issue in Edmonton. And if you clean that up, I really think you probably avoid that whole situation.
Great breakdown and a big moment in a game where a low-scoring affair right now. Every point is going to matter. There's Dunbar for the first time today, and he'll take it out 8 yards just shy of the 50.
Want to activate Dunbar here because he was the intended target when McManus intercepted that pass. So clearly they're trying to activate him, get him involved in the offense, and do it with a little swing pass, and McManus hustles to that tackle as well.
Back up, guys! Back up! Thank you!
This time they'll hand it off. A little slip. Seen a few guys slip down there. And that one, Rankin denied on the play.
If Jordan Williams is back in your kitchen, you might slip too. Like he got through the line of scrimmage in a heartbeat and was right in the face of Rankin. Look at 95. Cut through that A gap and just, yeah, no, you're not going anywhere this time. We're not going to let you get started with that great speed to the outside.
6'5", 285 pounds, staring you down. Low kick from Blanchard. Bounces just outside. Grant's got a hand on it. It's sitting there. Edmonton down the field, but Janarian Grant might have avoided the disaster here.
Got a little nonchalant with that one, didn't he? It was like trying to reel it in, I guess, with the right hand, but it got away on him.
Better kick this time from Blanchard. Weird hop.
Didn't have the handle there. It bounced around, and he scrambled to it.
Johnson got down there, caused some issues. Leonard Johnson. Branto managing to find his way on top of that ball. But Toronto will have to start this drive on their 12-yard line. Arbuckle, ton of time. Now on the run to his left, tried to send it to Vital, but he couldn't get back there working against Jalen Garnes.
Scramble rules in effect there as Arbuckle starts to scramble with his eyes up, and Vital had an out, which was covered, and then he went up the field and then tried to break out again. Just a little bit off.
Arbuckle, 9 of 14 so far in this one, 141 yards. Has a 3-point lead. Toronto, 5 of 11 on second downs tonight. Pressure right in his face. Dumps it off. McMahon. A one-man miss, but the next 3 were there to stop him. Serezna, among others. Miles Morgan as well in on the tackle. Inside 3 minutes on a Friday night in Edmonton.
A check down special this evening. So Dominic Rhymes, who didn't want to go ahead and do the rookie initiation of singing, is going to go ahead and show us how to go ahead and break these defenses open, because we're still waiting for a big play here.
Throw it deep.
I thought the 2 offensive guys might be going, you know, like, what's going on? Let's get these offenses some traction here. We've got 2 defenders there that might be liking what they're seeing so far.
Haggerty hangs one up there, bounces at midfield. Leak will grab it. 46-yard kick. There's a flag as he takes it down inside the 45 of Toronto, but we'll have to see what this flag is.
No yards. Toronto, number 41. Since the gain is greater, we're going to decline the penalty. It's going to be first down for Edmonton.
Edouard, the no yards. But a solid return from Leak. And just a 30-yard swing on the kick, an instant field position for Cody Fajardo. Lots of time left here in the opening half. 4 options out to his right. Looks to the left. Throws down the field. And it's Benjamin Victor. Longest reception of his brief CFL career. .23 yards for Victor.
Assist goes to this guy right here, number 5, Justin Rankin, who's going to step up, and in the throwing lane, he helps his offensive lineman with a block right there. He gets a block, allows Mark Corte to get that position again. That gives the extra second to Fajardo.
Fajardo, Julian Grant turns it upfield, down inside the 10, still going and spins it down to about the 6 as Edmonton marching quickly in Toronto territory.
Benjamin Victor is the benefactor of that time in the pocket from Fajardo. Puts nice arc on that ball, give him some time to get to it, and then with coverage from Darius Bratton on top of his shoulder, he pulls it in.
Second trip to the red zone today for Edmonton. 63% on the year. First and goal from the Argo 5. Rankin will stand in to the left of Cody Fajardo. Fajardo in trouble, trying to get away.
Just kind of bobbing and weaving his way through the front seven of the Argos. Penetration comes down the middle from Anthony Lanier. That gets him started. And McFadden saves the touchdown, gives his defense a chance for a possible goal line stand down here.
Boy, Lanier had a good look at him. Fajardo got away. Now the work for the Toronto 2. Fajardo this time hands it off to Rankin. Walks it in. Touchdown, Edmonton. Rankin's got his third rushing score of the season.
Yeah, not a surprise with that first quarter from Justin Rankin, and he being responsible for most of the offensive yards for Edmonton. There's the two receivers on our panel. You got a touchdown to talk about now. Bounces outside, and yeah, he's outrunning every angle there. Nice blocking at the point of attack. I think Keon Julian Grant made a block. Give Rankin the corner.
44-yard drive that took less than a minute. Blanchard smokes one down the pipe. Edmonton leads 13-9.
Well, it starts with a nice stop from the defense and keeping the Argos in that field position, that negative field position. Then it results in the punt. You got Javon Leak back there. He has a real good return through the middle, giving excellent field position to Cody Fajardo, and then he puts this drive together with that nice throw, first of all, to Benjamin Victor. Out there on the sideline, big block by Rankin. That gave him the extra second. Puts it right where he has to there. A little screen out to Keon Julian Grant. And then after just avoiding that Lanier sack, you give it to Rankin, and he finishes the drive. Thought they might give it to Rankin on first down, but
it got there.
It got there, and he got there.
Justin Rankin, 46 yards through the air, 32 on the ground, and a touchdown in the first half. Grant takes it cleanly just inside the 15. Janarian Grant all the way out. Stopped around the Toronto 35, and decent enough field position for the Argos here. With still 70 seconds on the clock.
Well, they've got some time. You watched last night's game, you know that final 3 minutes of the first half, final 3 minutes of the game, there's lots of time to move the football.
Is there a shot to Coxie here in the final 70 seconds, do you think?
Let's take one.
Coxie has 10 catches of 30 yards or more. The rest of the team has 7 combined. As far as deep threats go, among the best in the league.
At the wide field.
McMahon taken down almost immediately by Ford.
Tyrell Ford drops Coxie, lets him go to the deep coverage. His teammate, communication working back there. He's responsible for the flat. Ford comes up and makes the tackle.
Toronto going to move quickly here. 3 options out to the left. Edmonton will send 5. Arbuckle gets it away. Daniels turns just outside the 50. And Arbuckle continues to operate at a high pace, trying to get within at least field goal range, if not a little bit more. Ungerer's got it. He'll be stopped short of the first down, but moves that ball onto Edmonton's side of the field. DeBlanco and Morgan there on the stop.
Toronto has a couple of timeouts.
Clock ticks. Arbuckle. Big hits. Brissett got popped by Cordell Jackson. Flag on the play.
Great to see Dejon Brissett get up late after that hit, because he had just turned his head but didn't look like he was ready to take this contact low.
Is that what the flag has come out for here?
It was close, but he had just turned. I don't know. I think
so the ruling on the field was for unnecessary roughness for a low hit on a vulnerable receiver. However, the hit was above the knee. Therefore, there's no flag on the play.
I gotta say, Ben Major does it again.
Yeah,
explains it to a T.
Third down,
and you know Ben does it quickly too, which is great. And there's the flat throw. He does turn his head, and let's see where the level of the hit was. I don't know. That was.
I think watch his thigh here, right?
Yeah, the initial contact to the thigh. It looked like from that other angle his helmet might have gone to the knee, but it was initial contact at the thigh. Got the call right, and.
Well, the tackle stopped them a couple yards short of the first down, so they're going to punt it away here. Big leg of Haggerty. Giddens and Leak will go back for it.
Most importantly, Brissett got up.
Yeah, he looked fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
Hey, throw it, Turner! Throw it, Turner! Throw it, Turner!
Haggerty having an excellent campaign so far. This is a high one, way up there. Leak will grab it. Looking to bring it out. In trouble and taken down.
My memory is money was this river that I met. New Orleans is sinking, man, and I don't wanna swim.
69-yard kick from Haggerty, and Toronto will take that point, pull within 3.
So, Coach, do you take a shot down the field and see if you can get a PI call, something like that? Maybe get a chance for one more play and field goal range, or do you?
Are you asking me, or is it a rhetorical question to Coach?
I'm saying, Coach.
Well, I mean,
Coach Dustin.
It's tough to separate Coach Dustin from play-by-play guy Dustin, because I would prefer a
deep ball.
Yeah, give me a 60-yard touchdown here to end the half. That'd be fun to call, but I mean, I'd probably play it pretty safe here with.
You got the lead.
Yeah, if something bad happens all of a sudden, you know, in field goal range to tie it right away here. Toronto, when trailing at the half this season, is 0-5. Edmonton has only led at the half twice all year, and they're 1-1 in those situations.
A little screen to Rankin might not be a bad call here.
Fajardo gets it away, finds Rankin, and Rankin will step out of bounds up at the 50 with 15 seconds on the clock.
Get him out of bounds. Now you're 15 yards away from a long field goal attempt for the half.
Blanchard's long on the season is 42, and he's only 2 of 5 from beyond 40, so might have to get it a little bit closer. Well, certainly from here, but let's see where they go on this next play. That last play only took 6 seconds off the clock. Fajardo. Dunbar's got it. Breaks a tackle. And 8 seconds on the clock. 8 yards on the pickup.
Work the sideline. Quick hot route here, and you're in field goal range.
Can Fajardo find a few more yards quickly?
There it is. Quick hot.
And they will get it to the 45. Gittens Jr.
See Franklin, and I think it was Darius Bratton that just didn't touch him down by contact. Now the officials.
There should be 1 second left.
The officials will
1 second left.
Give it a 1/1000 and then call him down because he surrendered. 1 second left.
Deep one coming up from Blanchard.
With a pretty good returner if he misses it.
That'll never happen again, will it? Janarian Grant lurking back there. Blanchard Long in the year, as I mentioned, 42. This will be from 52. He's 0 for 1 from beyond 50 so far this year. Snyder, third string quarterback to hold. Blanchard puts it up, and that one is wide. Grant will grab it. Can he find some space? Janarian Grant, far side, gets around a corner, up to the 40, still going, tripped up, can't stay on his feet. Oh, that was close, wasn't it? Oh, some tense moments here at Commonwealth as Janarian Grant tried to wind it up a bit.
Well, we had a 17-yarder last night to tie the game. Janarian Grant just tripped up.
It was Snyder, the holder, the third string quarterback,
what an
who
effort.
gets over there and saves a touchdown suit.
He did, because if he doesn't get him there, no one's catching him from behind.
Not meant to be, but somewhat exciting nonetheless. Janarian Grant.
Speaking of exciting.
Oh, Justin Rankin, what a half.
Yeah, great first half. I mean, was responsible for the majority of the offensive yards offensively for the Edmonton Elks.
Rankin with his third rushing touchdown of the season to cap off the half, and he is standing by with our Tom Gazol.
Justin, a little bit of fireworks there at the end. How would you describe that half?
Yeah, I mean, it was a good half, you know what I mean? We just got to come out and finish. That's the biggest thing, is just finishing.
How about putting the ball on the ground? You guys connect for a touchdown. I know last week was a little bit tough. How would you describe the flow of the offense today?
Yeah, it feels a lot better, you know, feel like we're coming together as a team and playing a complete game, you know, running the ball and passing the ball. You know, we just got to continue to do that in the second half.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate the time.
Crazy. I love you.
Justin Rankin and the Elks leading the Argos 13-10. Let's send it up to Matt and the panel.
Well, Tom, just before Janarian Grant almost took it all the way, the one thing that Enoch Muama, Dominic Rhymes, Davis Sanchez, and Milt Stegall were going ooh and ah about was that Cordell Jackson hit on Dejon Brissett. And knowing that we have the top receiver of the Calgary Stampeders in the middle of our panel tonight, what did you think about that? What did you think? Not only what did you feel vicariously when you saw it, but what did you think about that hit?
I was disgusted by it, man. He's going straight for the knees. Like, you know, some defenders, like David, like back in the day, yeah, he was a smaller guy, so like you're trying to get bigger receivers down. But for me, like, man, I can't see you, so just hit. I have a big frame. You could just tackle up here.
You're asking me. Hit me up top.
Hit me up top. No, you don't want to, but hit me up top, because you hit me down at. We might have to tussle after this. This is.
Yeah, you said it. You remember what Dom said? When it happened, Dom said, we're fighting. If that happens to me, we're fighting. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, look, what I see in that, and I think to Milt's point, well, I'll say my point first. Basically, it's you have to, when you're taking steps, he catches the ball, you have to get your head around.
Yep.
He took 2 steps before he got his head around. The rule, here it is right here, like 1, 2. So I think I want this hit out of the game. As soon as Brissett catches the ball, he's got to snap his head up the field right away. Yeah. He's got to get it out right away. Yeah. That's the only thing that I think.
Yeah, it was a legal hit. And I know a lot of individuals don't like that type of play. Receivers, we hate that. Like, I can't see you. Just hit me up high, bro. Come on. Let's work this out. But, you know, you have some DBs, and Davis was one of those guys where they're saying, you know, I'm a small guy. I'm a small guy. I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm going to make this tackle. And what the play they're taking out is when the receiver catches the ball and he hadn't moved yet. He's just catching the ball and he hadn't turned around.
Doesn't have a chance to make an athletic move to protect himself.
Yes, yeah. But Brissett had turned around and took a couple of steps, so he's fair game. They can hit him low.
But is this also a case of adjudicating in slow motion, too? Because you watch it more and more and more. Yeah. You're just like, you're going by millimeter and millimeter, Enoch. Are we at that point with hits like that in the league?
Yeah, it's tough. It's always difficult easier for us watching the game and slowing it down to talk about, you know, hey, he should have done this, he could have done that. This game happens so fast, and for him, that's what he's taught. He's taught, hey, that's your man. When he gets the ball, I need you to trigger. That's what his defensive coordinator is telling them. I'm sure, obviously, one of the things that, especially with how we're trying to take care of the game and take care of the guys, we're trying to tell them probably the only thing the defensive coordinator is going to tell them is try to keep your shoulder pads a little bit higher. Let me ask you two receivers a question, okay? You're coming across the middle, you catch a slant. You have the option Enoch is gonna come and either hit you in the head as you come across the middle or hit you in the knee. What would you prefer? Because there's a lot of conversation about head injuries. And that's the head injury. So that's the conversation. You want to get hit in the head or you want to get hit low? What would you prefer?
I prefer in the head.
You would?
Because I'm able to see you and turn my back. When you're coming full speed and just coming at my legs, I'm defenseless.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's one of them things. If you scared to hit me, man, go to church. Because it's not a game where you can't be scared.
I don't want to get hit at all. I know I got to make a decision. No. It's up high. It's up high. Yeah, it's up high. And I know, we're talking about the brain over a knee, but it would be up high, But those hits are being taken out of the game.
That's right.
That's why it's great. Yeah.
It's also an indication of what this half was that we focused so much on that hit. Yeah. We're still looking for a big game breaker.
I hit you right in the face. I hit you right in the face, Janetti. Whap!
It's my moneymaker. Don't. Some interesting news today. The Argos announced that that next season, the home schedule will be adjusted to accommodate the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Toronto will play 3 select home games away from BMO Field, including a home game at Mosaic Stadium in Regina versus the Riders, in Hamilton against the Ticats, and in Winnipeg versus the Blue Bombers. The Argos' remaining home dates will be weighed in favor of the second half of their schedule. The full 2026 CFL schedule will be released in the offseason.
The top 2 candidates for MOP putting on clinics.
Mitchell taking a deep shot for Brendan O'Leary Orange. Harris down the field, drops it in 5, end zone, touchdown.
This is the best we've seen Trevor Harris play. 39, he's playing the best football of his career. That's impressive.
Leading the CFL in passing yards, leading the CFL in touchdowns. This is an MVP season for Bo Levi Mitchell.
One of the benefits of having Dominic Rhymes here is we get to go ahead and pick his brain about the matchup of the weekend. The best team in the East right now, the Hamilton Tiger Cats, against the best team in the West, the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And you have a little more than just a little bit of insight into this because your Calgary Stampeders have already beaten the Saskatchewan Roughriders. So what's the recipe to beating them?
The biggest recipe for beating the Saskatchewan Roughriders is being physical. When we was able to go in there and win on their home field, we was able to run the ball, we was able to have explosive plays, and our defense played lights out. They was able to get Trevor. One thing about Trevor, when he get in rhythm, he's a tough quarterback to stop.
Got to get him out of rhythm.
You have to get him out of rhythm.
Yeah.
And for the key for Hamilton, they have to be explosive. If they're explosive and able to establish the run game, I think this would be a good win for them at home.
So now we come to the point of the season where we start to understand what the championship formula is for both teams. So with that in mind, and you can watch this with the benefit of sitting back, who would the win matter more to? The Saskatchewan Roughriders, where they sit now, where you guys are chasing them, or the Hamilton Tiger Cats in the East?
I think the Hamilton Tiger Cats, because they want to show their dominance. They want to show this year we're the real deal. Last year, those years are behind us, and we're trying to become a great team. Saskatchewan, they was a great team last year, so they just building off of their last year's success. So this will be a big game. This is a playoff game. So when you come to the stadium, you got to buck your chin strap. It's like a playoff game.
That's exactly what Kenny Lawler said to me this week when I went to Ticats practice. He said this Saturday at 3 o'clock Eastern, we know it's going to feel like a playoff game because we got to get our championship credentials going right now. And that, though, doesn't mean that the next game on Saturday isn't any greater either, because the Montreal Alouettes have to get back in the win column after that disappointing loss to the Edmonton Elks, and the BC Lions have all kinds of momentum after winning in overtime against Hamilton.
Love out to a longtime member of our CFL family, Craig Smith.
Craig Smith.
We're thinking of you, Craig. Love you, buddy.
Love you and your family. Keep fighting.
CFL is family.
Lightning, heavy metal thunder, racing with the wind, and the feeling that I'm yeah, I gotta go, man.
be wild on a Friday night in Edmonton. Let's send it down to two wild and crazy guys. Tom Gazzola stands by with Winton McManus.
Winton, I know there were some tough words said after last week's game. How would you describe the way you guys came out in that first half?
I feel like we came out, honestly, we probably came out a little flat, man. This team, we expect a lot from ourselves, you know, and I feel like this second half we got to come out and give it a lot more.
Did something have to be said at half by the leaders, one of them being yourself? Did that happen in the room?
Man, we know what we have to do, man, at this point in the season. No more words is going to help us more than just anything that we can bring out of ourselves.
Winton, thanks for the time. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it.
How about the look in his eyes, eh? We are underway. Big hits. Arkell Smith got popped. That's how you set the tone in the second half of a ball game, isn't it?
Yeah, Winton McManus saying, you know what? We know what we got to do at this time of the season. We got to bring a little more. And they do in the opening kickoff and a big hit.
D'Arcangelo.
Oh, baby, that's a good one. For the receiver discussion, which was very interesting between the defenders and the receivers, talking about the high hits and versus the low hits. That was the high hit.
That was a high hard one, wasn't it?
That was a high hard one.
Here's Gittins. Gittins, another one too. Sluka. That time. Message sent.
Okay.
Halftime by the Argos.
We're turning it up a notch. According to the leader, Winton McManus, of this defense, not much was said. They just collectively understand that they got to be more physical. Opening kickoff sets the tone, and Sluka steps up. Big hit again, high.
It's not about words, it's about actions. And the Argos stepping up here early. Second half. Fajardo now trying to get away. Cody Fajardo on the run, and he's tracked down from behind by Winton McManus, of course. Uh-oh.
That may have hurt Cody when he went down. Take another look at it. Caught from behind. Kind of landed on the football one, but also rolled over on that right shoulder. Keep an eye on him on the sideline.
Heavy shot on the elbow. Grant takes this just outside his own 15. A 53-yard kick. Grant trying to escape, but they will track him down from behind. Let's take a look at the first half of Nick Arbuckle.
Yeah, had moments. I mean, they opened up the game with a deep ball on what looked like a busted coverage from the Elks, and then couldn't finish with touchdowns, though. Got down inside the red zone a couple times and just came away with field goals.
Mentioned he had 3 consecutive 300-yard games coming into tonight. He's on pace for another at 166 on 14 and 19. They'll start on their own 33. Arbuckle, Brissett takes it out just outside the 40. Brissett, third catch of the ball game for 18.
Yeah, he took that low hit just before the end of the first half and bounced back up from it. Good to see him back in. That one, by the way, was a very tight window for Nick Arbuckle to try to fit that ball in.
Mac Mahan will stand in next to his quarterback. They'll give it to him, trying to go up the middle, driven back. DeBlanco in for Nick Anderson. Makes the big play. That'll bring up third down.
First overall pick, third straight start for DeBlanco, and I don't think they're going to give him a yard. It looked like to me initially he lost a yard, but I guess that's forward progress.
Arbuckle trying to go up over the middle.
Blanco again.
This is close. Blanco, after being taken first overall, and it will be enough. He's been on special teams for a little while, waiting for an opportunity, but now he's getting one with Nick Anderson banged up, and he's trying to make the most of it.
Again, forward progress. That was very close.
There wasn't much forward progress there, was there? Got the first down. Arbuckle. Vital. And a good burst will pick up a first down for Toronto as they try to get moving early in the third quarter.
Jalen Garnett's coming off the edge, and it just so happens that Ryan Dinwiddie has called a play to get Arbuckle away from pressure. So after the play action fake, the pressure's coming from the outside. They've got it blocked too from Brissett, and then they've got Arbuckle on the roll away from it.
First catch of the game for Vital.
Good timing on that call.
All the way up to midfield. Arbuckle, pressure in his face, gets it away, great catch. Brissett bobbles it, now it's sitting there, but he gets it back. Oh, Brissett lost it, recovered it, and held on.
Trips into the boundary, and he just sits down on the numbers. And where's the strip come from? How was that? J.J. Ross from behind punches it out.
Nice play.
Oh yeah, you work on that. That's
he'll up and under.
That's a technique, yeah.
In the end, the work from the 30. And Vital wrapped up immediately by Kobe Williams, his first two catches of the ballgame on this drive.
Talked about Vital and his target to catch ratio at 86.5. That's why Nick Arbuckle trusts him as much as he does. And I think we're scratching the surface. He reminds me of Javon Catoy in Vancouver, in BC. Big target, almost tight end like.
Thick body. Arbuckle climbs the pocket, down the field, finds Ungerer, who's tackled by Ford, but Toronto is knocking on the door.
Just four-man pressure, and Arbuckle sees his lane, steps up, climbs the pocket, and on the run, little sidearm throw. Ungerer across the middle.
Argos have been in the red zone twice tonight. Have had to settle for field goals. They'll look to change that here. First and goal from the Elks 9. Arbuckle on the run to his left. Wanted to throw, pressure in his face, drops it over the top, and then held on to Herslow. Got it, touchdown Argos. What a play, Arbuckle with the touch to Herslow, and he finishes the job.
Nick Arbuckle changes his mind, I think, in mid-flight here. He's outside looking to run. He gets the corner here and is outside, and I think his first thought was, I'm going to take it and run this one. And then decides, yeah, you know what? I'm going to change my mind. Herslow fights for it, wins the fight, and it's on Cordell Jackson. Second touchdown on the season for Herslow.
Touchdowns in back-to-back games for Herslow. And Cordell Jackson on his back. It's an 8-play, 77-yard drive that took just under 5 minutes. Arbuckle, look at this. Lays it out there. Herslow, thank you very much.
Jake Herslow spent a handful of games on the practice roster, came off it against Ottawa, and showed his athleticism and said, by that play alone, you know what? You're going to have to keep me on the roster. Just tremendous athleticism there, physically hurdling a tackler, and here with the fight between he and Cordell Jackson wins that fight. Tough to take a guy that's making plays like that off the roster.
Hey, well, great job on the money. Leak on the return. Trying to find a path through. And get it to about the 35. Before they stop him that time. Arbuckle, Herslow, Argos on top. Cody Fajardo trailing right now, but it had the lead after the first half. Here's a look at what he did in the opening 30.
One favor, go back on that last play.
Yeah, you know, I thought he had both defenses were giving up some yards, but not giving up touchdowns until late in that first half. And Rankin was really the story offensively for the Elks.
Try to go back to him here to start this drive, but it's washed out quickly.
But good to see Cody back, because he looked like he had some issue with his shoulder or elbow after that last hit. 13-17, 156.
CFL's all-time completion percentage leader. Over 71% in his career. Looks to his left. Has some time. Goes to Dunbar. Dunbar's in. Sluka again. Oh, Sluka's having himself a half, isn't he?
He's flying around, that's for sure. He came from a long way on that intermediate crossing route by Dunbar. You see Sluka right in the middle of your screen, and then he just steps up and doesn't hesitate. Leads with the shoulder, so it's a clean hit.
Wow. Marked just short, so it's 3rd and inches. Fajardo stays in to keep this offense on the field, pushing ahead, and he's got enough. That'll be a first down for Edmonton. You know, Cody Fajardo, I think I mentioned a little bit earlier, Toronto so far tonight does not have a sack, and Cody Fajardo has been under so much pressure since he took over. Relatively clean pocket so far tonight. Sacked 15 times already this season.
215 times in his career.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. Even under pressure, though, he's completing 71% of his passes. Finds Rankin. Rankin trying to get away from McManus. Not going to happen most nights, but still another big pickup. 18 yards for Rankin.
Yeah, it's as good as Wynn McManus is, and we've talked about how good Wynn McManus is at middle linebacker. You get a matchup with your tailback on the middle linebacker and McManus. I think as a quarterback, you want to go to that matchup, especially when you have a tailback that can catch like Rankin can. Basically like an extra receiver out there.
Fajardo gets this one away. Victor trying to stretch it ahead for some positive yardage. Not much if they got it. Cody 16 of 20. Almost 200 yards at 1 interception to McManus. McManus 4 tackles and the pick. No gain to Benjamin Victor. So it'll be a 2nd and 10. Not in field goal range yet, I would think, for Fajardo. Deep drop. Steps under some pressure. On the run, he's going to take a hit to pick up a few yards.
Cam Judge.
Got him, didn't he?
He wants to get into this fun defensively for the Argos. Clearly they had a conversation of some kind about getting more physical on defense and special teams. Because we've seen 3 or 4 already just big hits in the open field. A couple by Sluka. One on the teams, and now Cam Judge getting involved.
It will be another attempt from beyond 50 for Blanchard. Missed earlier in the game. Has not hit from beyond 50 all season. Janarian Grant waits in the distance. Blanchard puts this one up. And that time, no mistake. Tunnel leg. Knocks it home. Physicality here in the second half, cranked up a notch. Fajardo on the wrong end of it that time. Arbuckle about to get the ball back after a touchdown drive that they just put together. For a closer look at that one, let's send it back down to Luke Wilson.
You know, I thought Nick Arbuckle on that touchdown drive, he obviously made some big throws here, but I love the mentality and just where his eyes were as he was progressing down the field here. And if you watch some of my 3 favorite plays here, I think you'll find it very impressive. This first one here, a little RPO. See how he's holding, he's looking back, making sure, giving Mittal a little extra room to run. And then here he steps up in the pocket. Again, look at the eyes, goes through the progression. He's calculating what's going on. Great throw to Unger, but this was awesome. If you look at it here, bam. The Argos are wrong here. Somebody's run the wrong route. Arbuckle decides to go off script. It's a super accurate throw, but what impresses me is imagine being inside the 10-yard line. One of your receivers jams you. He runs the wrong thing, and you have the wherewithal to pull that ball, extend the play a little bit, and make a throw like that. Incredible stuff from Nick.
Yeah, you think he could have very easily ran himself into trouble there, but instead a heads-up play and found Herslow, who has the ball again, and moves the chains.
Yeah, and, you know, I think Nick Arbuckle has been playing great all year. I really do. I mean, the just 2 wins coming into this game tonight, certainly not his fault, and he's been doing a lot of that throughout the season, negotiating the pocket, keeping his eyes downfield, as Luke mentioned, and accurate on those throws. Sometimes creating, making things happen when it breaks down.
Arbuckle was here briefly in Edmonton back in 2022. Gets this one away. Saw some pressure, felt it a bit, got rid of it, and it falls incomplete.
We talked to Dinwiddie about the play of Nick Arbuckle, and he's very happy with it.
How can you not be, right?
Yeah, I mean, he said, yeah, he's seeing the field. Said, you know, there were things that he wanted to improve upon, as we mentioned off the top, like his offensive line. That is, you know, at the very least, Arbuckle's had to move around in that pocket a little bit, but he's been allowed some escape lanes, that's for sure.
Spencer Brown in the game at running back. Arbuckle trying to find a path out of harm's way. Robbie Smith will track him down from behind.
Good second effort from Robbie Smith, who's been looking for his first sack. I don't think he'll get one there. I think that crossed the line of scrimmage, but it counts anyway because it was second down and it gets their defense off the field, and it's just second effort because he was on a pass rush up the field off the edge, got about 10 yards deep and then had to redirect, get back and catch Arbuckle from behind.
Devon Leak awaits the kick, stands on his own 10. Look at the difference in punt yard average so far tonight. Haggerty just booming it away. This one will hang up there. Leak has to take it. Oh, he bobbles it. Now he'll find it. Trying to escape after a 50-yard kick. And he's tracked down on the play by Jack Cassar. Arbuckle trying to get away, but former Argo Robbie Smith has other ideas.
Second half for the Argos, they take the lead, and they've done it by starting the second half with a big hit on the team. Sluka got involved with a couple of big hits. They've decided to turn up the dial in the physicality department. That was Cam Judge on the last one, and see how that carries over. I think, you know, that carries through the entire team offense as well.
Sluka, 5 tackles, 2 special teams tackles so far tonight for Toronto. Edmonton backed up a bit here. Fajardo quickly trying to get it away, but that was blocked.
And what that
knocked down by Anthony Lanier.
What that kind of physicality leads to is big plays. And remember back against Ottawa, and I'm going right to Sluka and the big plays that he made. Over 100-yard fumble return, missed field goal that was partially blocked, and he takes this one, what was it, 120 yards, 127 yards, something like that. So, you know, when you start to play physical, good things happen with the football as a result of it.
Fajardo gets this one away, but that is batted down. A nice play made there by Darius Bratton, the former Edmonton Elk.
Well, because you're playing downhill. And you start getting aggressive, it carries through the entire team, and then you start playing the ball a little bit quicker. Coming downhill, getting the knockdowns, getting the big hits, and maybe a big block for that guy on a special team kick return. The Argos should have real good field position here.
Fourth tune out of the game for the home side. Blanchard called into punting duties tonight. It's been hit and miss so far. Gets this one away. Janarian Grant takes it on Edmonton's side of the field already. Grant, can he reverse it and find some space? A little bit here. And now he's tracked down and taken down. Well, for more on the league's leading receiver, Demonte Coxey lets it down to Tom Gazzola.
Yeah, Dusty, a star on the rise in the CFL, but it's been a long road full of plenty of miles for Demonte Coxey. After 4 years at the University of Memphis, the only sniff he got of pro football was a rookie camp invite for the Green Bay Packers. After that, guys, he ended up being a delivery driver for Amazon until the Argos came calling in January 2022. Wound up on the practice roster that season, got into 7 games. Then he had a good year in 2023. Pretty strong one last year, just over 800 yards. Now he's 15 yards away from eclipsing that total. He already has a career high with 6 TDs this season.
Thank you, Tommy. I'll hand it off to Mittal. He's got some space. Far side, forced out of bounds, but takes it down inside the red zone.
Well, that's what's special about Kevin Mittal is that he's a big target, you know, at 260 pounds, but he can run now. I mean, great speed on the outside. Tightrope walk down that sideline. But yeah, with Coxey, he's got targeted, I think, 5 times tonight. Just over 50 yards receiving.
He'll be at the bottom of your screen working against Terrell Ford. Arbuckle pump fake the other way. Trying to escape ball. Pumped out. Edmonton picks it up and a turnover just inside the 20. Arbuckle, who's been so outstanding inside the red zone all season, has that one knocked away. And it's the former Argo, Robbie Smith, who comes up with it.
Well, we'll see who created it. I thought that Brandon Barlow was the guy that provided first pressure and forced Nick Arbuckle up in the pocket. We've seen him negotiate the pocket well all through this game tonight. Barlow came off the edge. He stepped up on Barlow, and then it got stripped. I believe it was Serezna.
Almost looked like Nick started to bobble it as he tried to get away from Barlow, and then Serezna with the final pop. So 3 of the defensive line members.
I love you, Mom. I love you, Mom.
Now Fajardo over the middle. Gittins Jr.'s got it. Saying it all night, but another former Argo hauls that one in. And settle in on a Friday night. 2 teams desperate for a win. We got a 1-point game. (17-16), the Argos lead right now. What's going to happen here in the fourth quarter? Who are we going to focus on?
Well, we talked about Coxey just before the end of the quarter, and he's got 5 targets. He's got 4 catches. He's leading the league coming in. And one of the reasons I think that they may not be getting the ball to him as much is Arbuckle has been scrambling up in the middle, climbing the pocket, and then finding those interior routes from the slot backs more often as he scrambles and keeps his eyes up. And that kind of eliminates your wide receivers because they're way out there on the outside unless they've got an in-cut. But they got a whole quarter to get the ball to 86.
Are you saying they need to deliver the ball to the former Amazon driver a little bit more? Is that what's happening?
I see what I did there. I smell what you're cooking there.
Amazon creased me out, man. How do they deliver so quickly? Fajardo, pressure in his face, finds Rankin. Can he break away? First down, thrown out of bounds. Eventually, it was Cam Judge hanging on.
Well, one of the great things about Cody Fajardo, one of the things that has led to him being a championship quarterback is his understanding of the moment in the game. And he understands now we're going into the fourth quarter. Now it's time to get the traction. Not that he wasn't trying to before. We talked about the physicality from Toronto and how they've come out in this second half hitting, but Cody understands the urgency.
Rankin up the middle. Big burst, finds a hole inside the 40, still going. Inside the 35 as Rankin runs wild on the Argos.
What a great down block. He's going to get up front. Believe it was McKellar. He gets the down block from the guard position, and just a gaping hole for Rankin on this one. He doesn't get contact till he's in the secondary, and this time Sluka can't come downhill and put a big hit on him. He's just got to get him down, or that's a touchdown.
Touchdown saver from Sluka. Edmonton works from Toronto's 32. Fajardo to his left, drops it in there inside the 20. As Gittins Jr.'s got another one.
Let's show you the David Beard and Mark Corte blocks here on this play. Let's Beard in the middle. He's going to get on to McManus on the Rankin run. If you can get to that second level and get big on a linebacker, and that block right there opens the hole, and then Rankin's in the secondary, and the next guy he'll see is Sluka, the safety.
Back inside the red zone go the Elks. Looking to retake the lead in a back-and-forth affair here at Commonwealth. From the Toronto 14. Rankin, can he find a path? Down to the 5 is where they'll stop him. Casey and Sluka keep him out of the end zone.
I know Rankin's quick, but he seems quicker tonight. I mean, there just seems to be some fast twitch going on that haven't really seen this year, as good as he's been all year. But watch that cut, and then this one here. I mean, we have to slow it down to keep track of him.
Got 9 yards, 2nd and 1 from the Toronto 5. Fajardo trying to push ahead. And that'll be enough for a first down, so they'll get a fresh set from inside the 5.
Just see the difference in just it's very slight, subtle. But Cody Fajardo in this series has come out with a different sort of sense of urgency. Understanding the moment, how important a big drive is to start the fourth quarter.
He's a gamer, man. Always has been. He's come up big on some of the biggest stages. First and goal here from the Toronto 4.
Gotta go Rankin, no?
Let's see. Fajardo, he's gonna go back in the end zone. Dunbar got it! Touchdown Edmonton! Fajardo! Dunbar! Back on top go the Elks!
Well, Cody Fajardo hung in there. I think there might be a roughing the passer call after this throw. They go to play action. So try to pull the linebackers up, thinking it's Rankin, just like I mentioned they probably would be. And there's a hit from Cam Judge after he throws it. In fairness to Judge, left with the shoulder. The question is, was it late? Could he have veered off that hit after the ball left Cody Fajardo's hands?
The ruling on the field is a touchdown. We have roughing the passer, Toronto number 8. That 15-yard penalty will be applied on the ensuing kickoff.
Yes, sir. Big time, man. Big time. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a game.
Second touchdown of the year for Dunbar.
We're not going nowhere. Let's go. Okay,
We like that.
You know that.
We like that.
Yes, sir. Come on.
He nailed. He said it's going to be a game. Yep, that's what we've got here. Blanchard make it a 6-point lead in favor of Edmonton and into the night sky. He drives it in there. 7-play, 88-yard drive that ends in the hands of Dunbar.
Down by 1, Cody Fajardo, the veteran, goes to work. He gets Rankin involved in this drive. It's 7 plays, 88 yards, takes 3 minutes and 47 seconds off the clock. Rankin has 66 of the 88 yards on the drive and finishes with the Stephen Dunbar touchdown catch in the back of the end zone, going play action off of Rankin.
155 yards of total offense from Rankin again tonight. Oh, this one will be hammered after the 15-yard penalty for roughing the passer.
It's a big point.
And Grant will take a knee, and that makes it a 7-point game.
Yeah, that's an important point.
I'll remember the penalty then, right? That was...
You could almost, talk about going for 2 after the field goal, or after the touchdown to Dunbar. They didn't go for 2. 6-point game, but that penalty creates the extra point. That's a big single point.
He likes it. Pretty good flow on Fajardo. I know we were talking to him earlier in the week. Got the hair growing out right now, eh? Looking sharp. They give up the point. We'll start on the 40, though. Coxie at the bottom of your screen, working against Tyrell Ford. Arbuckle goes the other way. Vital's got it for a first down to Blanco there to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, the Argos, to get the ball to Coxie, may have to go with a little bit of change motion and get him closer and get him inside. And a whole bunch of second half targets in the direction of Kevin Vital, which is not terrible, don't get me wrong.
He's been much busier in the second half, has Vital. Arbuckle now as the pressure got picked up, but still incomplete at the feet of Dejon Brissett.
This is the type of scrambling and negotiating the pocket that Nick Arbuckle's had to do throughout this game tonight, and a lot of it's inside. So Coxie's out here, and watch how this play develops. Again, he's forced to scramble up inside. So Coxie, who's got a deep out route, like he's no longer part of the scramble view. The quarterback can't pick him up in Arbuckle because he's just too far away. So that's where some of those inside slot backs are getting more targets.
2nd and 10 for Arbuckle. 3 receivers to his left. Coxie up to his right. Arbuckle under pressure, ducks under it, down the field. He finds Herslow, and Herslow will be tackled by Morgan and Jackson, but Arbuckle using his feet to find Herslow, and he goes over 300 passing yards on the night.
Yeah, as Luke mentioned earlier, he's doing this and scrambling through all of that pressure with his eyes downfield. So while his receivers are in their scramble mode, deep road's coming back, and that's what Herslow did.
This one right over the middle. Brissett's got another one. Morgan there on the tackle. And Cody Fajardo, veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
Leading one team down the field. Arbuckle, experienced as well, with an answer drive right here, less than 10 to go. Once again, Toronto's basically abandoned the running attack so far tonight. It's been all in the arm of Nick Arbuckle. Edmonton brings some heat. Arbuckle gets it away. There's Coxie. Turns it forward, trying to take him down. Stays on his feet. And eventually, the help will come in the form of Williams and Morgan.
You know, you cover a lot of hockey here as well with your show here in Edmonton, and it's kind of like the goalie not getting any shots for a long time, and they have to still stay mentally tuned in and make sure they're running their routes crisply. I mean, that's what Coxie had to deal with, is not seeing the ball a bunch, but having to stay and keep his mind in there.
We don't talk goaltending here in Edmonton.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Here's Arbuckle, near side. Daniels with the catch.
You don't see, we got a couple of receivers on the panel that would know more than anybody that you got to keep tuned in. Arbuckle's over another 300-yard game for the Argo quarterback, but you got to stay focused, stay sharp, because it'll still time on the clock. They're going to get it to Coxie.
Arbuckle's career high is 378. That might be in play tonight as he goes down inside the 15, finding Brissett a few times on this drive, right over the middle.
What a great drive to respond. I mean, on the road, the Argos coming off a couple of losses, been easy to duck your head after the Cody Fajardo touchdown drive and say, oh, this is going to be a tough one, and they've come back and answered.
Toronto is averaging over 33 points per game in their last 5, but they've only won one of them. Arbuckle takes off down to the 5 with a slide, and DeBlanco wisely jumps over top of him on the play.
Yeah, just smart decision by Arbuckle. Good timing on the slide. Like to see our veteran quarterbacks do this and not take this hit, and DeBlanco does the right thing. Just, if you can avoid it, don't take the penalty.
Second down for Arbuckle. Edmonton brings the house. Arbuckle on the run and just has to throw it away. Oh, the Elks were coming after him that time, weren't they? And a late flag flies. That'd be intentional grounding, I believe, on Arbuckle.
Well, the question is, did it pass the line of scrimmage? Pass the line of scrimmage, there has to be a receiver in the area.
Intentional grounding. Toronto number 4. This is a loss of down. It's going to be 3rd down.
Line of scrimmage was the 7. That landed 8, 7-ish right in there.
Yeah. It's behind the line of scrimmage. You don't need a receiver near it.
So a loss of 15 yards. Araulahu will attempt from just inside 30 to make it a 4-point game. That's exactly what he does. Less than 7 minutes to go. Edmonton leading Toronto 24-20 at Commonwealth. BMW Championship continues tomorrow with 3rd round action. Coverage will get underway at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific on TSN+. Bobby Mack, Robert McIntyre, 14 under. He's been on fire through the first 2 rounds. He's 5 up on Scotty Scheffler. Will that be enough? Find out this weekend. Fajardo on the 40. Hands it off. Rankin trying to find a little bit of space. And boy, he opened that up for himself, didn't he? He gets 9 yards.
Making these cuts full speed. That's what Rankin's been doing all night long. At the end of the first quarter, Rankin was on pace for 400 yards of offense.
Didn't maintain that, but he's still been good. You know, he might get to 200 yards of offense though by himself. He's at 164 right now. This will be a Fajardo play. And Cody Fajardo found some space. Easily picks up the first down. Edmonton will keep this drive alive. Max Simic, he's looking right now saying, let's get back to Rankin.
Yeah,
probably, right?
where's my Rankin page of the playbook? Jordan Simic has worked with some top-end quarterbacks. You think about Michael Riley, Vernon Adams, Nathan Rourke, and now Cody Fajardo.
Fajardo dumps it over to Dunbar. A little bit of blocking help, and he leaps over one defender and takes it down just outside the Toronto 50.
Driver really had to throw it over the rush on this play. He had a guy right in his face. And knew the timing of that kind of play, he had to get it out there quickly. There's Cam Judge stepping up from the linebacking core.
See Giddens and Victor out there trying to open up some space for their fellow receiver. Second and a couple for Fajardo. Looks to Dunbar, and Dunbar hangs on. First down, Edmonton. Thought Cody might take off with that one.
Well, yeah, I thought so too, because when he got out there, I think it was Dunbar that was his only option. Well, there was one other receiver on an in route, but with the pursuit coming from inside out from Derek Parrish, he only really had Dunbar as an option, and Dunbar did get open.
Team high, 6th catch of the game for Stephen Dunbar Jr.
Second half stuff for Dunbar.
Fajardo wants more down the field. He's got Dunbar again, who spins his way down to the 25. And Fajardo has activated Dunbar in the second half.
Dunbar has time to run this route because Fajardo takes a much deeper drop and a half roll, so he can be patient on this route. Go up, get Sluka turned around, and then come back. Because Fajardo got a lot more depth on this roll, that gave Dunbar some time to run that route.
Edmonton, Friday night at home here at Commonwealth, marching with the lead. Julian Grant takes it down inside the 20 with a spin. Flag flies as he's wrapped up at the 15. This might be coming back. Mark Killam watching on, looking to make it back-to-back wins for the first time in his head coaching career.
Major foul, face mask, Edmonton number 6. We're going to go back 15 yards and replay first down.
Dunbar gets called for the face mask. That's a big one. Back him up 15.
I'm not sure if he got the face mask. That's why he looks so surprised. Just to the right of your screen, you'll see Dunbar right there. And it looks like he grabs the jersey. I don't think that was a face mask. Looked like it.
Just the second penalty of the game against a disciplined Edmonton team tonight. Julian Grant stays on his feet, at least momentarily, before Tavares McFadden will take him down. Get another look at this.
That change, well, it changes this drive in a big way. I mean, the Argos, I think, got away with one here. I mean, this is a tough one on the official because
timeout.
Blackburn's head drops. You see how it drops? It looks like he has him by the face mask because his head goes down like that. But I think he got all jersey.
And there's no proof that we've seen. Maybe, was there a finger
See, his
on the
hand
very
was on the
bottom
jersey.
of it? I don't know. But as you mentioned, huge call.
Well, absolutely.
In this game, they were driving, thinking touchdown. Now they're in 2nd and 21, and you're looking at right now a field goal attempt from beyond 40 into a into a light breeze. 3 to the left, 3 to the right for Fajardo. Come to Gittins. Can he find a block? Not going to happen. Wrapped up immediately. Actually, it'll be a loss on the player. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
That's a key play. I think a big break for the Argos. They go from possibly giving up a major there and making it a 2-possession game to giving up a field goal. You saw the reaction from Dunbar. He
looked like an innocent man.
Well, he was as surprised as anybody, but
Blanchard 3 of 4 tonight. This one to restore a 7-point lead with less than 3 minutes to play. Just inside that right hash. It is up, and he misses it. Grant will grab it, and he will take the knee. Give up the points, and we've got a 5-point game. 2 misses tonight for Blanchard. Did this get deflected at all?
I think he got the lace.
Big miss.
Take a look at that field goal attempt one more time, and I don't want to give Blanchard a complete alibi here, but the holder in Cole Snyder, the third-string quarterback, gave him the lace. And on the longer field goals, the kickers want the laces out of there, because if their foot hits the lace, that's where they lose a little bit of control on the direction of the football and the kick. The shorter ones, they don't really care, but those long ones, got to get them out of there.
As Ray Finkel's mother once said, laces out. 2.5 to play. Flags fly. Arbuckle heaves one down the field through the hands of Coxie, who is working against a much smaller Cordell Jackson.
Yeah, I think he worked into position to make that catch, and that's why he's kind of got that smile thinking, should have had it. But this may have come back anyway.
Ben Major's going to trot over for a chat with Killam. This will be against the Argos. I believe there's 2 infractions here. Make things a little bit more difficult for Toronto.
There's 2 penalties on the play, both against Toronto. Offside. That penalty will be declined. The second penalty, illegal block, hands to the face. Number 61. We're going to play that one. It's going to be 1st and 20 for Toronto.
Of course, Toronto needs the end zone on this drive.
We haven't talked a lot about Brandon Kemp playing that left tackle spot. That's a good thing when you're not talking about O-line. They're playing pretty well, but that's the hands to the face penalty that they took and accepted. So whether Coxie caught it or not, that was coming back.
A 1st and 20 for Arbuckle. Looks for a good chunk of it back in Coxie's direction, but he's wrapped up by J.J. Ross.
Let's take a nice look at the route running here from Coxie and the coverage from Ross. He's outside that wideout spot. Plays off, doesn't really turn and panic like Coxie might be going deep, and then is there to come back to the football. Fourth straight start for J.J. Ross on the corner.
Arbuckle needs a big chunk here. Edmonton shows pressure, only sends 4. Arbuckle from the pocket, down the field, misses Tavares Daniels. And it'll be a 3rd and 20, and Toronto will punt it away and play defense.
Yeah, the penalty put them in a bind, and then they're 2nd and a whole bunch. Ryan Dinwiddie's going to have to rely on his defense to get a stop here.
Big leg of Haggerty, averaging over 52 yards per punt tonight, leads the league coming into the game. Javon Leake waits back at the 30. Believe Gittins is back there as well. High snap. Haggerty's in trouble. What's he going to do? He's on the run. The 25 just throws it ahead. Actually finds somebody, but a turnover on downs. Wow. Discombobulated look at this. High snap. Brought it in. Didn't think he could get it off and ran out of room.
Totally. Well, when we take another look at this, Haggerty could have kicked this ball. Looked like he had time. He may have felt the pressure from Robbie Smith, but this was definitely not a fake because the outside guys are just covering the kick. They're expecting a punt from Haggerty. Now it's a fire situation, and that's an ineligible receiver, so it was a penalty for that. And Ryan Dinwiddie's saying, just kick the thing.
It sure looked like he had more than enough time to kick it.
Well, Robbie Smith was in the area, but he had room to kick it.
Instead, it's a turnover on downs. Edmonton up by 5 with 2 minutes left to play. A possible chance to seal it away. They'll give it to Rankin. Why not? And he's got a first down. Rankin's big night continues. 12 more.
Boy, and Cody Fajardo loved that. His reaction after that run was, yeah, if we can do this, hand the ball off for the next 2 minutes, grind it down and finish with a touchdown, game over, and they just stacked one win after another coming off that win in Montreal.
Rankin up to 89 yards on just 11 carries tonight and has 87 on 5 catches. If you started him in fantasy, you're loving him tonight. Rankin again, this time. Bounced off of a tackle and ends up finding his way to the 20.
Yeah, big night. His best of the season, goes without saying.
Timeout, Toronto.
But, you know, Jordan Maximic saw what we saw early in this game, which was him at a different speed level, different intensity level, and made sure that even though they went away from him a little bit in that second quarter, came back to number 5 in the second half.
0 yards on the ground for Rankin last week. Different story here.
Well, I try to oversimplify a lot of things, but in this case, it's sort of who is your most dangerous weapon, receiver and running back for Edmonton? That guy.
Undeniably tonight. Rankin this time will be gobbled up. And now it'll be a Blanchard field goal to go up by 8.
And for Toronto, coming into this game tonight anyway, it would be Coxon. DeMonte Coxon.
Oh, yeah, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
He's one of the best weapons in the entire league.
Yeah, so, you know, and the fact that Arbuckle, especially in this second half, has had troubles trying to get him the football. And part of that is because of the pressure has been flushing him up into the middle of the pocket. But, you know, oftentimes when you get the ball to your most dangerous weapon, the most, you're the team that wins the game.
Suits, let's watch the laces here.
Okay.
Snyder to hold. Blanchard. Good laces. That is up. Oh, he missed that too, but there's flags. Multiple flags on the field.
And I don't think there was a lace this time, if I saw it correctly live.
What is this call?
No lace. But what was the penalty? Do we get another chance?
As a 27-yarder, it's going to be against Toronto. Ben Major to tell us.
Offside, Toronto number 91. It's a 5-yard penalty. We'll replay third down.
Okay, so they didn't have enough to get the first down off the offside penalty.
It was Lanier coming right down the middle. Moved early. So it goes to 3rd and 2.
But another chance for Blanchard.
This one just from 22. Got to knock this one home at this stage of the game. Snyder will do it again. And that one this time is through. Edmonton goes on top, 28-20. Did some big plays so far in this one. Let's send it down to Luke Wilson for his thoughts on it.
Yeah, there was a lot of moments in this game in the third quarter, especially where it looked like the Argos were going to have their way. And all of a sudden, it was one big play by the defense, and then Fajardo got humming, and this game completely flipped on its head. And you look at this first one here, it's a great job by the ex-Argos getting the pressure here. But if you watch Arbuckle, so he pumps this, it's a slip screen that the back end covers. So I call it a team sack and a team turnover because everyone did their job very, very well. And then Fajardo comes out and slings this dart. Yakum right off the bat. Kind of got him out of a rut a little bit. And I love this here. Watch the eyes of Cody watching Sluka. He's watching him. See how he sits there and he puts it right over his head. Perfect ball. Incredible accuracy. Again, you give Cody Fajardo a little bit of time, a little bit of some chances. He's going to make you pay. We talked about it all day. He's a gamer. He's been balling for this team, and they're on the cusp of winning again. I will say there is a thought process here, guys, where you might go for it in that 3rd and 2. You know, Arbuckle's look pretty good tonight. I don't know if you want to give him a minute 5 to come down here and only up 8.
It's not over yet. I was waiting for this, Luke. You love Fajardo. Your guy balling out again tonight.
Yeah, he is, and again, I also like the way Arbuckle is playing.
Right.
And the way Fajardo is playing there, I think you give him a shot in that 3rd and 2 to put these boys to bed. Instead, you now got to stop Arbuckle, and depending on this penalty, could be a very, very short field.
Excellent, great stuff. Luke Wilson with us here for Friday Night Football in Edmonton. Herslow tried another hurdle. Did you see that?
I did see that. I did see that, but a good return to give Arbuckle good field position to do exactly what Luke just talked about, which is to come up and try to get another touchdown drive together, and then we'll need the 2-point
Major
cover.
foul, unnecessary roughness, Toronto number 87. We'll go back 15 yards from the end of the play. First down, Toronto.
Well, that is Herslow, who takes the unnecessary roughness. 90 penalty yards for Toronto in this game, and things just got a little bit more troubling for Arbuckle.
And changes Arbuckle's field position in a big way, although he's been playing well.
Needs 8 though. Deep drop. Arbuckle down the field. Brissett, what a window, he's got him. That's a big chunk early on the drive inside the 45. And Toronto's in business.
Working the clock. He's going to be up on the line of scrimmage, but how about this throw? Right in the danger area. Elks all over this route from Brissett. And you can't throw it any better. In stride.
Arbuckle. Ungerer far side. Ungerer breaks the tackle, has the first down. That's a career high night for Arbuckle. Breaking the 378 he previously had against Edmonton. Arbuckle has never had a 400-yard game. He's not far away now.
Sherrod went with some pressure the last time they were down here in the red zone. See if he does it again.
Edmonton sends 5. Arbuckle gets it away. Broken up. Ford on Coxie. And Coxie is still down. Injured. Elk on the field as well. That's Brinkman reaching for his foot. Coxie just lays there.
Yeah, he got down. He went down awkwardly from that hit from behind from Ford.
Let's give you another look at this.
I mean, it was right as the ball arrived. The back of his head, maybe on the turf. Yeah.
He's moving his hands on the field. Looked like he is. Looked like he hit his head pretty hard when he landed.
Yeah, that's the concern. Just
Brinkman is limping off. on that defensive line for Edmonton as the trainers continue to look
now that doesn't
at Coxie.
That hit doesn't fall into the category of a defenseless receiver because Coxie was in the air at the time. And
here's another look at it.
You know, and I know this looks quite scary when you see the trainers out there and they're obviously being very careful, but Coxie's moving his hands now and
he's moving his legs now as well.
Yeah. And it's always precautionary to make sure they don't move them until they are sure to stabilize and talk to him, make sure he's moving those fingers and move his legs around.
Tyrell Ford watching on, and look at this. He looks like he's going to be okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
Ford goes over with a pat on the back, a smile from Coxie, and what looked like it could have been much worse. Will be okay.
Yeah,
as
great.
Coxie to his feet.
Good stuff.
Will walk off.
Now he'll have to go through the protocol as well. And the head hitting the turf.
5 catches again tonight for Coxie, 60 yards. Happy to see that he is okay. Big loss for the Argos here, though, considering less than 40 seconds left. And maybe the most dangerous weapon in the league to the sidelines. 2nd and 10 for Arbuckle. Gets it away far side. Not even close. Under working against Jackson. And that'll bring up 3rd down.
So again, the last time they were in this situation, it was 2nd down at that time, not a 3rd down gamble here. It's not a gamble when you got this time, but J.C. Sherritt went with full pressure. 8 blitzers. This time he's got 10 yards, and the clock factors in because he want everything thrown in front of that defensive secondary. They're backing off.
Arbuckle, gotta have 10 here. Down the field, incomplete, looking for Herslow, and the flag comes in. Oh, this just gets better and better, doesn't it? Looked like you saw the defender kind of go over top with his hands out.
Defensive pass interference, Edmonton, number 29. It's going to be 1st down for Toronto.
Look at
the spot of foul.
Herslow's outside. One-on-one with J.J. Ross. Turns with him.
Was it a hand on the left hip, Suits?
Well, he thought he had it in the... That's going to be a challenge. I think Mark Killam wants to take another look at this.
He did challenge it.
Edmonton is challenging the ruling on the last play. They believe there should not have been pass interference. The play will be reviewed.
This is a challengeable play, so it'll go to the review center. J.J. Ross very upset, obviously. We got to go back and see. The only, like you mentioned, there may have been a grab, but...
I was thinking the left, you know, the hand on the far hip?
Now, you can have, as a defensive back, you can have your hand on his hip as long as you don't pull or twist the receiver and impede him to the football. This might be the best look. If you slow it down here, that left hand, does it twist Herslow?
Okay, here's another look at it. Wasn't much.
Well, it has to be clear and obvious, a clear and obvious mistake here to overturn it. And it's the left hand that I think is the question, because Herslow flips as he's going down.
Herslow from reaching out for it. Oh, this could be the game. Let's send it down to Ben Major for the ruling.
Upon further review, the ruling on the field is overturned. It's going to be a turnover on downs, first down for Edmonton.
Edmonton will win it on the challenge here at Commonwealth.
Well, the only thing on that call that they could have been looking at was, did he turn him or not? And it looked like Ross was through the motion diving for the football.
Cody Fajardo's fired up. Killam will have back-to-back victories for the first time as a head coach. And what will Dinwiddie have to say tonight? Doesn't look pleased. Came down to the wire again, but Edmonton will win 28-20.
Talking to Jalen Garnes this week in our regular interviews, and I asked him about, he's only a second-year guy. I asked him, what do you think about Canadian football now that you've been in a while? He goes, you know, we're a little soft on the pass interference.
He did say that. He did say that.
Of course, that's a DB talking. Receivers would say the exact opposite. Don't call them all the time. At the end of the day, you were right when you said it wasn't much either way. You know, there was a small grab of the hip, and he was diving for the football at the time.
Well, it's a big uphill climb for Edmonton, but they've managed to take a couple of steps in the last few weeks. 28-20 the final. Cody Fajardo, another solid performance, and Edmonton picks up the victory. 3 losses in a row now for the Argos. 1 and 5 in their last 6. But tonight's Friday Night Football here at Commonwealth, it was the home side that found a way to get it done on the shoulders of Justin Rankin. 92 yards on the ground, 87 through the air, had a touchdown as well. Thank you for joining us. SportsCenter is next.